Hey guys, Ace Trainer Liam here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon WTF Moments, the series where I watch the Pokemon anime for you to the point that I start to think, is this really what I do for a living? Good thing I haven't got any parents to disappoint. If you're already excited for more Pokemon WTF Moments, make sure you hit that like button. Let's go for 1,000 likes if we can. Do it for me. Go on and hit subscribe if you're new so you never miss an episode. But without further ado, it's time to look at the Pokemon WTF Moments for that episode. You know, that episode. Season 1, episode 18, God help us, Beauty and the Beach. Now, a running theme of this episode is going to be, who in the hell is this episode aimed at? Case in point, this sweeping shot of the beach where only the girls or women are drawn with any significant detail. For example, they've gone to the extra effort of making sure the girl in orange has a clearly defined thigh meets bum crease, and they've made sure to include a little tiny bit of underboob to the girl in white's bikini. Not too much underboob though, we don't want this episode getting banned. Oh wait, just a quick reminder before you creeps start getting excited, she's 10, she's 10. She's 10, she's 10, she's 10, she's 10. Seriously though, who's this episode for? It's supposed to be a children's TV show. Ash and Brock are taken aback by Misty looking like a girl. Even though her usual outfit of Daisy Dukes, a crop top and braces never looked particularly manly, Misty hits Ash with a beach ball hard enough to send him plunging into the depths of the ocean. That's some impressive strength. Team Rocket recite their motto to themselves for some reason. I guess they're just practicing? I thought this when I was 10, and I still think this 2 decades later. Driving a submarine with pedal power must be fucking knackering. So Ash, Misty, and Brock have accidentally stolen a boat. And the joke here is supposed to be that each of them got on the boat because they thought one of the others had been the one to ask to borrow the boat. But the kind of plot hole here is, for them to even start heading towards the boat, which is probably moored somewhere in the harbour, one of them must have said, "Hey guys, I borrowed a boat, let's go." Or, "Hey guys, let's head to that boat that I rented." Like, getting onto a boat that you haven't hired and you don't own without someone suggesting it or directing you to it isn't something a person naturally does.
Liam, don't you think you might be overthinking this a bit?
I'm absolutely overthinking this. That's this whole series. By the way, if you're a fan of this series, like button's right there. Their boat almost collides with Team Rocket's submarine because apparently neither of these seafaring vehicles have rudders. The elderly man who owns the boat starts yelling at Ash, Misty, and Brock for not only destroying his boat, but also destroying his dock. So Ash just steps behind Misty and pushes her towards him as though offering her up as some kind of almost naked bargaining chip. And then the guy looks at the bikini-clad 10-year-old Misty with this expression as though he's checking her out, and then decides to tell her, "You remind me of my granddaughter." Why does this man's granddaughter give him this reaction? Seriously, whoever wrote this episode has some deep-seated psychological issues, and I don't think it was wise making them public. Since when did Meowth's paws have pads on them? Maybe the regular animators took one look at the script and went, "I ain't working on this. Get somebody else in to animate it because I'm not touching that." And then maybe the stand-in animators just thought it was a regular cat. So Ash, Misty, and Brock are working in the old guy's restaurant to try and repay the damages for the broken boat and the broken dock. And so they can save money to fix their Gyarados sub, Team Rocket are also working in a rival restaurant owned by Brutella, the scary old lady, and of course Team Rocket's restaurant is doing so much better. Maybe this is a sign that Team Rocket should just change their career. Upon seeing Jessie in her waitress uniform, Brock, who at this point has never shown any interest in Jessie that I'm aware of, which I did think was weird for Brock, chimes in with,
"Jessie looks pretty good in that uniform too."
"Didn't even know you'd been looking, mate." Ash gets angry at Team Rocket for mocking their restaurant and so decides to bring out his Pokemon, throwing his Pokeballs into the air, yelling, "I choose you, everybody!" Out they come, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Pidgeotto. So everybody except Butterfree. I tell you what, watching this all back is really going to make Bye Bye Butterfree easier to watch. Ash really doesn't give a crap about his Butterfree. I'm surprised he doesn't still think he's got Eradicate. Oh look, they gave Misty a top to wear while she waits on customers. Couldn't possibly give her any shorts or a skirt or something like that though. Gotta keep that bikini booty out for the lads watching, right? She's 10. Okay, at this point I'm probably sounding like a massive prude, but look, I'm as big a fan as girls in bikinis as the next guy. I just like them to be over the age of 21 and not cartoons. Plus, if you think I'm a prude for wanting a 10-year-old to be fully clothed, that's a major you problem. Direct quote from Ash.
"Looks like everybody wants to eat in the only Porta Vista restaurant with Pokemon."
I mean, Brutella's restaurant has Meowth. What's your point? In an attempt to sabotage the old man's restaurant, Meowth pumps oil into Charmander's flame and tortures the elderly man's face. That's attempted arson and attempted murder. He should be arrested. So the old guy, Mo, owes Brutella a bunch of money, and if he doesn't pay her that money by tomorrow, she's gonna just take his boat. Mo, mate, your boat's fucked. Let her take it. From this point on, we have to interlace the English dub with parts from the original Japanese dub. That's because this episode was so messed up that they couldn't show big parts of it in the West. Buckle up, this is about to get weird. Apparently, Mo's dream is to take his boat on a cruise around the world, and Ash reminds us that his dream is to become the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. Good luck, mate. Hey, look, it's Pineapple Pete. A-dub, A-dub. About 5 people watching got that. Professor Oak turns up with Ash's mum, and when Ash asks why, Professor Oak just says, we'll explain later. No. Why don't you explain it right fucking now? I don't recall Ash's mum ever saying that her and Ash's dad were separated, just that he went off on a Pokemon journey. When the cat's away, eh, Delia? Oh, wow, the annual Porta Vista Beach Beauty and Pokemon Costume Contest? Forget about that, I want to know who the bird with the Poliwhirl is. Brock, in his best serious voice, says,
A beach beauty contest sounds excellent.
Yeah, alright lad, way to downplay the fact that you're absolutely throbbing at the idea of a beach beauty contest. We know your game, mate. Misty says she'd like to enter the beauty contest, and of course she does. Whoever wrote this episode was really uncomfortably horny for some reason. It's not even slightly surprising at this point. Also, Oak's immediate reaction of, was really creepy. The intro music for the Orange Islands arc of the anime, or at least an instrumental version of it, is playing throughout this entire scene, and I never noticed that before, which is quite... Jesus Christ, how long are that kid's arms? I'll tell you what I think would be one advantage of having really long arms, though. It'd be way easier to reach for the wonderful nectar of G Fuel. Oh, baby, Code Ace gets your money off. This is Dub Melon Mint. It's like watermelon with a hint of mint. Oh, and it's bloody refreshing, though. Code Ace, mate. That's what you need. Why is Brutella angry at the idea that Mo's going to be able to raise the money he owes her? Like, she's going to get paid back. That's a good thing. Is it about the boat? Because surely when she gets paid back, she could just buy her own boat that isn't fucked.
Well, actually, Liam, I think she's angry because it means her rival's restaurant might stay in business.
But her and Team Rocket literally just succeeded in sabotaging it, so why don't they just do that again? Ash's mum says she and Oak are here with their tour group, the Pallet Town Volunteer Patrol. Sounds like a load of bollocks to me. She says Ash will always be her little baby. Yeah, and pretty soon it'll be Oak's little baby too by the looks of things. Why is Brock the commentator for this contest? Like, this lot only heard about this contest the day it was happening. Like, how did they not already have someone hired to do the commentating? In all honesty, this is a pretty poorly organized event. Then again, the people writing this episode weren't thinking about writing a good story. They were thinking about
Bikini, 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 bikini.
Boobies.
Direct quote from Misty. This is totally embarrassing and degrading, but we need the money. Wow, you just captioned my whole career. Just figured I'd remind you all, she's 10. The writers of this episode wanted to focus on putting a 10-year-old character in a bikini literally center stage in their cartoon for kids. Laziest cosplay ever. Here we go. Now let me make this clear. James dressing as a woman, not the problem here. He's done it before in the anime. He'll do it again in future episodes. No issue there at all on my part. Drag is arguably as popular nowadays as it ever has been. Shout out to Rock'em Sakura, much love. The problem here is the amount of emphasis on James's inflatable boobs. Remember, this is a show aimed for kids, so any emphasis on boobs is probably a pretty big no-no. Actually, even a Bikini Contest episode in general for that matter. Again though, who's this episode for? I tell you what, it definitely wasn't written with 10-year-old Liam in mind, that's for sure. James tells Misty she's entered the contest 10 years too early, directly telling the viewer that Misty hasn't hit puberty yet and is therefore underage. That's right, they knew she was 10, but they still said,
Hey, let's stick her in a bikini and put her in a bikini contest. Ooh.
I hope nobody watching this right now needs convincing that this is super fucking creepy. You should just automatically know that it is. According to Brock, Ekans and Coughing are dressed up as a legendary Pokemon, which he believes to be Omastar. Omastar? A legendary? What the McFuck? Gary turns up with his fangirls, all dressed in bikinis as well, and I'm just now realizing how weird it is that all these grown women are so obsessed with this 10-year-old Pokemon trainer. So Gary turned up, interrupted the show, and jumped on stage just to talk smack to Ash Ketchum, and nobody's tackling him off stage so the show can continue? Then again, before Brock turned up, they didn't even have a commentator lined up, so I doubt they've got security. Misty's worried she can't win the contest against Gary's fangirls, and I'm inclined to agree with her, since if I was watching a bikini contest and a 10-year-old turned up as a contestant, I absolutely would not vote for her. In fact, if I was watching a bikini contest and a 10-year-old contestant turned up, I'd leave. and then I call the authorities, although not before burning the place to the ground. Brutella turns up and drags Team Rocket away from the contest, but before she tells them why, she clearly gives them a moment to get dressed, which is quite polite of her, really. She tells Team Rocket to sabotage the beauty contest and destroy Moe's restaurant. Surely it's better to destroy the restaurant first while everyone's distracted by the contest and then go and sabotage that, but maybe that's just me. Jessie sounds like Brutella for a moment and says, oh, she's rubbing off on me. Don't worry, Jessie, after this episode, there's probably a lot of people rubbing off on you. What? Come on, that kind of works. Direct quote from Gary. I don't know how you'll ever control your Pokemon if you can't even control yourself. Bit rich of the writers to talk about self-control when they came to work horny and wrote an episode about children in bikinis. Ash grabs the mic and advises everybody not to panic because the Gyarados that just came ashore is a phony. I mean, yeah, it is a fake Gyarados, but it's still submarine size and made of metal. Yeah, and it fires missiles. Keep running. Who's that Pokemon? It's Sharpedo? So apparently this is a heat-seeking missile. So Charmander uses flamethrower on it and that causes it to turn around and lock on to target the Gyarados sub. I don't think that's how heat-seeking missiles work. So whilst running away from the missile, Team Rocket decide to drive their Gyarados sub directly into Brutella's restaurant. But why? Surely crashing into a building isn't going to get you any further away from the missile.
Actually, Liam, I think they were driving with their eyes closed because they were scared.
Well, that's just stupid. Why does Ash's mum have the winner's trophy? Like, she didn't enter the competition before it was interrupted, so is she just holding it for the potential winner? And yes, I know, in the Japanese version, that is what's happening. But if that's the case, why is that her responsibility? Why does this contest have like zero organization outside of the characters that we know, who don't even live in Porta Vista?
Well, actually, Liam, when we get a close-up look at the trophy, it says that...
Shut up, we're getting to that. And as our heroes walk away, we get another gratuitous butt shot of Ash's mum, which is obviously deliberate because they could have included Professor Oak in this scene who stood right next to her, or they could have had it as a shot over Delia's shoulder, but no, gotta get that booty in. Seriously, whoever wrote this episode, have a wank before you come to work. Christ. According to the dub, Ash was awarded the trophy for defeating Team Rocket. Ash was awarded a Bikini Contest trophy for defeating criminals. What? Luckily, this is an episode that doesn't have much story progression in it, so it doesn't feel like you're missing it if you never see it. It's also a weird, creepy mess. I'd like to end things by saying, if you thought Misty, the 10-year-old girl featured heavily in a bikini in this episode, looked hot, please never watch my videos again. And if you're responding to that with,
It's okay though, because she's a cartoon, so she's not real,
please also never watch my videos again. I don't need views from your kind. On a happier note, the next episode features more giant Pokemon. So those are my WTF moments for Pokemon Season 1, Episode 18, Beauty and the Beach. Let me know down in the comments any I missed or whichever ones were your favorites. Hit like and subscribe and share this video with a friend. If you want to support the channel like these beautiful people here, do pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainerLiam. And of course, use code ACE for money off G Fuel. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.